Welcome to a word of hope for the memorial of St. Alphonsus Liguori. My name is Father Brendan Curran, Dominican promoter for Justice and Peace for North America, joining you on a great and heavy, challenging set of scriptures today. We hear from the prophet Jeremiah of him continuing to ride on in speaking the truth to authority, even in the midst of threats, even in the midst of death threats themselves. And then we have a very stark, cold gospel story today. The story of the beheading of John the Baptist. Crude, cold stories for our times. But it reminds us there is a cost of discipleship. Sometimes where we are, from where we are listening and sharing in this reflection each and every day, we do not feel great direct threats to us. But just a few days ago, over in my office, I visited with some young college students from Nicaragua. And two of these students described a very horrifying situation. How at the cathedral in downtown Managua, the National Guard are posted at the doors, eavesdropping on every sermon. They have removed various religious orders from the country, including our Dominican order and Friars. Removed from the country simply for proclaiming the gospel, simply for asking questions, what would Jesus do in the midst of struggles of their society? We remember that we have shared in reflection long ago for the people of Myanmar. People are still living in the forest, fleeing for their lives today, for years. This is a real cost in our society, somewhere or in multiple places in the world. We haven't even mentioned Haiti, a failed state. Today, the stark reminder of our scriptures remind us, where is the voice of truth and hope for our world? We have been baptized into that to speak from it. So let us remember that we may have the privilege to not feel direct threat to us as we reflect on this word of hope each and every day, but let us point to the lights of hope in our world, especially those in war-torn or in striving countries where people are thirsting for the good news, even under direct death threats themselves. Yes, the legacy of John the Baptist, yes, the legacy of the prophet Jeremiah truly exists in our world. We are gifted with the wisdom and the remarkable poise and strength of our Christian faithful who continue to lean on the good news even in the midst of threats for our world and for the sake of humanity.